Students, in our last class under this chapter Human Health and Disease, we have discussed about lymphoid organs, that is total immune system of the body, which all organs in our body are meant for providing immunity. We discussed there are two types, primary and secondary lymphoid organs. We discussed about it. That is, primary lymphoid organs are thymus and bone marrow. Then secondary lymphoid organ means they store lymphocytes, they provide space for antigen antibody reaction. Then today we are going to discuss about some diseases, that is AIDS. Stands for acquired immunodeficient syndrome. Okay, so there A stands for acquired, I stands for immuno, D stands for deficiency, S stands for syndrome. In short, AIDS, that is AIDS. Okay, that is, and this AIDS is caused by the virus, that is HIV. Actually it is called human immunodeficiency virus. But in short we say human immunovirus. This virus causes AIDS. Okay, so AIDS is acquired disease in their lifespan. Not every person gets AIDS. It is based on the conscious behavior patterns. Like there are 4 ways by which healthy person can get AIDS. If people are aware, if people are conscious, if people show conscious behavioral patterns, that is they can avoid this disease. Okay, but in case of some in 2 cases it is not their fault. Okay, it comes by mistake. That also we will discuss now. Okay, so and AIDS is caused by, I said, HIV, human immunovirus. It is one of the virus which belongs to group of virus called retrovirus group. Retrovirus group is a group of virus which contains many viruses, but out of that one such virus is HIV, human immunovirus. It belongs to retrovirus group, I said. So first it was detected in 1981 for the first time. In 1981 for the first time AIDS was detected, but in India it is in 1984, but they have usually they don't mention in the textbook. In 1984 in India it was detected in Chennai, but before that only it was detected in 1981. Okay, in 1981, but it doesn't mean that AIDS started in 1981. AIDS was already there. So many people died because of AIDS, but they didn't know that they are dying by AIDS. But it was detected in one patient having AIDS. That is, first time clinically it was in the hospital, it was detected in 1981, but AIDS was there before 1981 also. And in the past 25 years, now not 25 years, that is what they say in the textbook. They say in the textbook, that is in the course of 25 years, maybe that means they are talking about some 2014 or 2015 like that. Okay, by 2020 it is almost 30 years crossed. Okay, so in the past 25 years they are saying, because book was printed that time 4-5 years back, so 25 years span after detection. Okay, several millions of people died. Millions of people, especially 25 million people died. By AIDS. Okay, now it is almost 30 years crossed. That is, when textbook was printed it was 25 years from 1981. That means you can guess when textbook was printed. Okay, so 25 years, 25 million people died because of AIDS. AIDS is not a disease, it is a syndrome. See here, what is the meaning of syndrome? It is not one disease, it is many diseases together, it is called syndrome. Not actually disease, it is many symptoms together. Usually we know that one disease means some one symptom or 2-3 symptoms will be there. Here it is more than 10 symptoms will be there. So many symptoms together means syndrome. Actually syndrome means it is a set of diseases, or it is collection of symptoms. Collection of many symptoms, not some. Many symptoms will be there. Actual meaning of syndrome means it's a collection of disease. Many diseases together is one syndrome. Syndrome is a group of diseases or group of symptoms. Okay, many symptoms together we call syndrome. And in case of AIDS patient, name only says here, acquired immunodeficient. Deficiency means something which is less. Immunity will be less in these people because the virus, what is there, HIV, human immunovirus, it kills T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes are called T helper cells, we already learnt. So T lymphocytes number reduces, it becomes 0 one day because HIV, human immunovirus, starts killing T lymphocytes in the body. Okay, so their immunity reduces because T lymphocytes play a very important role in immunity, you already know that. T lymphocyte doesn't produce antibodies, but it helps B lymphocyte to produce antibodies. So indirectly, T lymphocyte directly plays role in immunity, providing immunity, isn't it? So if T lymphocytes are killed by this virus, HIV, then what happens to immunity of that person? It decreases because number of T lymphocytes decreases day by day, then his immunity also decreases. That's why they said immunodeficient. It is acquired disease. Acquired means in their lifespan, because of their own mistakes, they get AIDS. Okay. What are those ways by which person gets AIDS? We will discuss. What are the ways by which healthy person gets AIDS? There are 4 ways. Four ways by which AIDS spread. What are those 4 ways? Number 1, from infected mother to baby. Infected mother to the baby. It is not baby's mistake. That's why I said in 2 cases it is not their mistake. Remaining all the cases it is their own mistake. This is baby, newborn baby doesn't know that it has AIDS. Okay, mother, in some cases mother also will not know that they have AIDS. Okay, mother doesn't know that she doesn't have AIDS. Okay, like the pregnant women or mother, she doesn't know that she has AIDS. So she gave birth to the baby. Baby by birth it will have AIDS because virus, HIV, human immunovirus, from the infected mother it will be transferred to the baby through placenta. Placenta, what is that placenta? You already know, human reproduction chapter you learned. Okay, placenta is the only connection between mother and the baby. So along with the food gets transported to the baby, virus also will be transported. So newborn baby, it is not the baby's mistake, but mother, if she knows that she has AIDS, then definitely she should not give birth to the baby, because baby is innocent, it doesn't have any mistake. But because of mother's mistakes, she already knows that she has AIDS, but also she gave birth. Then what happens, you know, the newborn baby having AIDS, it cannot survive for longer period. Okay, it will suffer also because of it gets diseases again and again. Immunity will not be there, and mother also anyway will die. So like that. Okay, till today there is no cure for AIDS, they are saying. It is as per the textbook statement, but successfully in the world 3 people are completely cured by AIDS. So AIDS also has medicine, but that we know at present in 2020, because in 2018 3 patients were completely cured. Okay, but legally they didn't put anywhere, but in the newspaper it was there. So there is cure, but as per the textbook, as per PU board textbook, you have to learn that there is no cure for AIDS, because you will get marks in board exam based on what you write in the exam. That will be based on what is there in the NCERT textbook. So infected mother to the baby, that is one way. Then second is unscreened blood transfusion. Not only blood products also, like serum, platelets. Okay, so you can also say by transfusion of blood and its products, blood and blood products. Transfusion means, blood will be transferred from one person to other person. We get blood stored in a blood bank, in a bottles, nowadays in a packets. Blood will be stored, blood will be taken from one person and it will be given to other person during operation and all, the patient who needs blood. At that time, they not only check blood group of the person, whether it is AB or O, that is not important. They have to check for the diseases also. The blood should not contain any disease causing microorganisms, especially AIDS. Okay, virus should not be there. Actually in the stored blood nothing happens, but they have given in the textbook. So it is body to body transfusion, that is one person is donating, directly that blood goes to other person. In that case it is possible, blood to blood, body to body transfusion. But it is one of the method, that is transfusion of blood and blood products. That is, a person who donates blood is a donor, a person who receives is a recipient. So it will be transferred from diseased person to healthy person through blood and blood transfusion. But it should be unscreened blood transfusion. Unscreened means they didn't test only that blood, they didn't test the blood. That doesn't happen, because in all the hospitals they test the blood. If blood is okay, blood doesn't contain any disease causing organism, then only they collect that blood. They don't simply collect blood from all the people. And you know that below 18 years of age and above 50 years of age cannot donate blood. I mean, in the hospitals they don't collect blood from the people below 18 years and after 50 years. Anyway, that is not there in the textbook. That is just for your general knowledge. Leave it. So the two ways we discussed: infected mother to the baby, transfusion of blood and blood products. Then among shared intravenous drug abusers or drug addicts, means some people in a group, like 5 to 6 people will be there in a group, they use the same needle, same syringe needle, okay, to take drugs. Intravenous means, they use syringe and they put needle, they put directly into the veins. Intravenous means into the veins, directly needle, and they inject it. And same needle will be used by other people also in a group, one after the other. They just take and they give the syringe to other person takes. Okay, but how far it spreads through this method is highly questionable. It is given in the textbook, so we have to discuss. Otherwise, you know that virus, when it comes out of the body, it will be inactive. So the syringe, once it is removed, it is inactive. Again, how that syringe is inserted, how that person will get virus, that is questionable. But anyway, but it is one of the method given in the textbook. Among shared intravenous drug abusers. Okay. Then one more method is there through which AIDS spreads. Very important method. Actually, this should be the first point. That is by unprotected sexual contact. Unprotected sexual contact. Unprotected means while having sex with the strangers, you don't know that person. Okay, while having sex with the strangers or multiple partners, more than one person, how to trust them? Because if they have AIDS, you will have sex with them and you will get AIDS. But if you use condoms, if you use contraceptive devices, not all, condoms if you use, then you can prevent the disease. You will not get AIDS. Okay, because usually this virus, human immunovirus, will be transferred from reproductive organ of one person to reproductive organ of other person. But this is not applicable to male and female. Okay, because nowadays that is also going on. People, they are called gays. We are not talking about that. We are talking about male and female here. Okay, male and female partners. Any one have AIDS, then other person also will get, only when if they don't use condom. But if they use condom is a barrier which doesn't allow semen to enter the vagina, so that there will not be any physical contact between the reproductive organs, because in between barrier comes, so that but unprotected sexual contact means they had sex without condom. In that case, reproductive organs touch each other. Okay, in that case the virus will be transferred from reproductive organ of one person to other person. Okay, that is by these are the four ways by which AIDS spreads. Okay, so if a person shows conscious behavior patterns, like if he is responsible and he thinks that by these methods AIDS spreads, then he should see that these four things doesn't happen. Okay, so that he can avoid or he can prevent AIDS. But I said two conditions: they are innocent, they don't know any, they didn't do any mistake. First thing is the first case, infected mother to the baby. It is not baby's mistake. Newborn baby, it doesn't know that it has AIDS. In some cases, mother also doesn't know that she has AIDS, so she gave birth. Otherwise, AIDS, if the woman has AIDS, she should not give birth to the baby, because baby suffers because of the mother's mistake. And second case, unscreened blood transfusion. The patient who is undergoing operation, he is receiving a blood, okay, from the hospital, from the blood banks. How that patient knows that whether it has virus or not? How the person knows that it has the blood contains virus or not? So if he receives that blood, in that case, that is not his mistake, it is hospital's mistake, blood bank's mistake, they collected blood. So in these two cases, they are innocent. So how to prevent AIDS? That if you think these four methods, they have to concentrate. That first of all, drug abusing they should not do, because taking drug is not a good habit, it is very bad habit. Okay, so first of all, drug abusing should be stopped. Then protected sexual act should be done. They should always use condom. Then blood in the blood bank should be, they should follow safe method of screening, and they have to test and then only they have to collect. Then the infected mother definitely should not give birth to the baby. These are the methods. Okay, and very importantly here, in case of sexual contact with the unknown people, they should not have sex. If they want to have sex with unknown people or more than one partner, multiple partners, in that case definitely they have to wear condom. Okay, so they have to be very careful about this. Okay, then what exactly happens in the person suffering from AIDS? Okay, so that we will discuss now. And HIV or AIDS patient should not be isolated from the family and society. People, the AIDS patient will be shunned from the society. Shunned means, shun, S-H-U-N-N, shun means they blame AIDS patient, or they isolate or separate AIDS patient, but they require help and sympathy, both. Not only sympathy, they need help also, and they need sympathy also. Okay, so society should provide that. and there is a lag between infection and symptoms. Lag means gap is there, time is there, time gap. Like once HIV or human immunovirus enters the body, then it takes starting from some months, like 3 months to 10 years, up to 10 years it takes time to show symptoms. Means virus entered that person, but that person doesn't know that he has AIDS, because it doesn't show any symptoms of AIDS. It will be asymptomatic because the virus, once it enters the body, it takes time to multiply in the body. Its number increases. Okay, when its number increases so many times, then only AIDS patient gets symptoms. If he gets some symptoms, then only he goes to doctor and he will get blood screened. Unless he gets his blood screened, he will not come to know that he has AIDS. Okay, the lag is from some months to 5 years, or sometimes 5 to 10 years time it takes for incubation. Means once virus enters the body, till symptoms appear, it takes a long time. Okay, that is what we are talking about. Okay, that is incubation period of the virus. It may take like from few months to many years. Usually it takes 5 to 10 years. That is what I was saying. Usually 5 to 10 years it takes, but it may be like a few months to years. Not 5 years, it will take many years. Okay. Usually 5 to 10 years it takes. Means virus entered in his body 5 years back, and now he came to know that he has AIDS. In some cases for 10 years the person will be normal. He doesn't know that he has AIDS, but 10 years back virus entered his body, and in these 10 years it was multiplying in his body. Okay, and now symptoms appear. So that is what we are talking about, incubation period of the virus. Okay, then what exactly happens? Once virus enters the body by these 4 methods, what exactly happens in the person? Let us see. Once HIV enters the body, then there are cells in his body called macrophages, macrophages. Okay, so macrophages, in these cells virus enters, then RNA of the virus replicates to form viral DNA. The beauty of this virus is what we will see now. So HIV virus, when it enters the body, it first enters macrophage. Enters macrophages, a type of cell in the body. Then what it does? HIV, the human immunovirus, if you see its structure, its structure will be like this. I am drawing human immunovirus structure. Just to make you understand about the virus. Okay, I am drawing a virus structure. Okay, and inside it contains RNA. Which is single-stranded RNA. Single-stranded, single thread-like structure RNA is there in virus. human immunovirus. Okay, so it is a virus. HIV is human immunovirus which contains RNA as a genetic material, which is single stranded like this. Okay, but in our body, in human body, we have double stranded DNA. We have RNA also, but the main genetic material in human beings is DNA, which is double stranded, which has two strands like this, two thread like structures, but RNA is single thread like structures. Then what happens, this virus, when it enters the body, first it enters macrophage cell. Then in the macrophage cell, single stranded RNA of the virus, okay, viral RNA is converted to double stranded DNA. How single stranded RNA becomes double stranded DNA? Because one special enzyme is there in the virus, okay, which I will show here now in a blue color. One special enzyme is there which I am showing in blue color. I said this one. That enzyme is called reverse transcriptase enzyme. This is very dangerous enzyme, okay, because in our body we have one process called transcription. We are going to learn in chapter molecular basis of inheritance, but you already know that transcription means double stranded DNA becomes single stranded mRNA. You know this process. DNA which is double stranded becomes single stranded mRNA, that is messenger RNA. This process is called transcription. It happens in all the human beings, but in this virus it happens reverse. See, transcription happens in human bodies, double stranded, two stranded DNA becomes single stranded mRNA, but here in the virus it becomes reverse. RNA becomes DNA, single stranded RNA becomes double stranded DNA. So that is why we say reverse transcription. So the enzyme which does reverse of this process is reverse transcriptase. Okay, so the RNA of the virus becomes double stranded DNA, okay, in the human body. Then it doesn't keep quite there only. Later what happens, this viral DNA goes and binds to human DNA. Like suppose this is a human DNA, okay, so a part of that human DNA here, suppose if I should show in blue color, which is viral DNA, and human DNA, suppose if I show in white color, okay, so here this part what you see here in blue color, this is viral DNA, and in white color what you see is a human DNA. Where is that chalk blue color? Okay, so what I said, when human immunovirus enters the body, first it enters macrophage cell, then in the macrophage cell RNA of the virus becomes double stranded DNA. By which enzyme? Reverse transcriptase enzyme, because reverse transcription happens. Transcription means double stranded DNA becomes single stranded mRNA, but here RNA becomes DNA, reverse of that. So it is reverse transcriptase enzyme. This enzyme is enemy to human beings because it causes AIDS. Okay, so now then that viral DNA what is there, it goes and gets incorporates into human DNA. Incorporate means it binds to human DNA, then it becomes a part of human DNA. Okay, let it be the part of human DNA. What is the problem of human beings? Human beings die because of AIDS. That is a problem. And you may ask, if anything foreign enters the body, body produces antibodies and protects. Then why body doesn't produce antibodies in case of AIDS? Because the reason is there. So what I am saying is, any foreign body, if one bacteria enters human body also, body shows immunity. It shows response. That is what we have learned. Body produces antibodies and kills it. But why human body cannot kill this virus? Because the viral DNA which binds to human DNA looks exactly same like human DNA, so that human body cannot differentiate which is viral DNA and which is human DNA. Because for the human body cells, both viral DNA and human DNA both look same. So it cannot identify which is self and which is non-self. Because we know that in our body shows response only when it identifies that something foreign is entered in the body. But body only cannot identify which is foreign DNA and which is viral DNA. Then no question of antibodies. No antibodies are produced. Because the body, human body thinks that nothing has gone wrong, no foreign things there. The DNA which I am showing in blue color, it looks like human DNA only, so it thinks that it is a human DNA only. So no antibodies are produced. Okay, then what happens? Then the viral DNA multiplies, because we know one process is there with the DNA called replication. Double-stranded DNA splits and becomes 2 double-stranded DNA. 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16. Like that in our body DNA multiplies. That is called DNA replication. Replica means copy. The word meaning replica means copy. Okay, replication means copying of DNA. 1 DNA becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8. Like how you keep a paper in a Xerox machine, that is you get photocopy of that, multiples. So like that the viral DNA multiplies. Then what happens, you know, the virus, human immunovirus, starts killing or start attacking T lymphocytes. The virus starts attacking T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes doesn't produce antibodies, but it helps B lymphocyte to produce antibodies. So they are also called T helper cells. Very important for immunity. But this virus, HIV, will start killing T lymphocytes one by one. The virus attacks T lymphocytes only in the body. Then when virus attacks T lymphocyte dies. So day by day, T lymphocyte number reduces in human body. Okay, so decrease in number of T lymphocytes or helper cells. You know that without T lymphocyte, B lymphocyte cannot produce antibodies. Because T lymphocyte helps B lymphocyte to produce antibodies. So T lymphocyte number is decreasing day by day. Then what happens? Immunity decreases. That is why they use that word, you know, immunodeficient. Deficiency means less. Immunity will be less because day by day virus is attacking T lymphocyte and killing T lymphocyte. Okay, then usually human beings have ability to protect themselves from some common diseases. But in the case of AIDS patient, some common diseases also will make that person suffer so much, because no immunity. There is no immunity in that person. Okay. Chalk. Okay. So what all diseases he suffers from? If you have to see, then he frequently gets bouts of fever, diarrhea, weight loss, all this. These are the symptoms. bouts of fever, diarrhea, weight loss. These are the primary symptoms. Bouts of fever means he gets fever again and again, diarrhea, loose motion, weight loss happens, sudden weight loss. Then these are some of the symptoms. Okay, if this happens, that doesn't mean that he has AIDS. These are some of the common diseases, but usually we don't get such diseases frequently, but they get again and again. Okay, like they take tablet for fever, then fever subsides, then again he gets fever, diarrhea, weight loss and all continues. Okay, so these are some of the symptoms. Okay, when these symptoms appear, when T lymphocyte number decreases, number of T lymphocyte decreases, then he gets bouts of fever, diarrhea, weight loss. Then due to decrease in T lymphocyte, person starts getting infection. Otherwise he doesn't get that infection. Usually we don't get that infections because we have immunity. We have ability to prevent the diseases, but AIDS patient will not have that ability because T lymphocyte number is reducing. So what all diseases he gets? He will get especially Mycobacterium, tuberculosis, virus, fungi, even parasites like Toxoplasma, all that. Mycobacterium means, Mycobacterium tuberculosis causes tuberculosis, lung disease. Okay, then some simple fungi, then simple bacteria, then Toxoplasma, simple bacteria like Toxoplasma, all these starts causing a disease in case of AIDS patient because he doesn't have immunity. Okay, so he or she will not be able to protect himself or herself from infections. So these are all infectious agents. They can't protect from these infections, so they keep getting infections again and again. And to test whether person has AIDS or not, they use a test called ELISA. It's a short form. Okay, ELISA is a test used to detect AIDS. Whether person has AIDS or not, that doctors will come to know by ELISA test. ELISA full form is enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. Assay means test. Okay, in short, enzyme E, linked L, immuno I, sorbent S, A is assay. So it is ELISA test. It is used to detect AIDS. Okay, by conducting this test, they will come to know whether person has AIDS or not. Then you may ask whether any medicines are there for AIDS. There are medicines, but it will not completely cure. These medicines will just prolong his life. Prolong means instead of dying today, he will die next year, like that. It will just increase his lifespan, but it cannot completely cure AIDS. There is no medicine to cure AIDS, but it can just prolong his life. So like AIDS is caused by retrovirus. So retroviral drugs, like to kill the retrovirus, they will use these kind of drugs, but antiretroviral drugs are used. Antiretroviral drug means AIDS is caused because of retrovirus group. Okay, retrovirus is a group of virus. In that one virus is HIV. So to kill retrovirus, they use antiretroviral drug. That is a medicine to kill retrovirus. So it can just prolong his life. Means it can increase his lifespan, but it is not a cure. It can just prolong life, but no cure for the disease. This is what is there in the textbook. because textbook was printed for 5-6 years back, but now we know that in 2018 3 patients all over the world doctors have completely cured, but it has not come officially in the market, so we should say that there is no cure for AIDS. Okay, so how to control or how to prevent AIDS, we will see now. Chalk. Prevention of AIDS. Okay, so we will discuss about prevention of AIDS